Okay.
Hello, this is Jeff.
Hello, Jeff. This is Clay. How are you doing, bud?
Clay, I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for calling.
Well, thanks for writing. You're second today in the line of my new formula. I'm no longer accepting phone calls from a bunch of fucking gay, queer trolls or Jews or Black Lives Matter. I'm not tolerating any more trolls. And this is the way you can get on my show. You send me an email. You give me your phone number, and you're live there on the Free American.
Cool, that's exciting. I like the new format. I knew there'd be some format changes, so I like this. Anyway, I'm a big person who looks at like reviews, Google reviews, Yelp reviews. I came across something about your show, and I was kind of surprised. It's from reviews.org. It says, I think you'll like this. It says, recently trending in internet blog show circles is a surprise show out of Texas called The Free American. Clay Douglas takes us on an entertaining ride where he voices his opinions on a wide range of topics, including both the past and present political scene to extraterrestrial life here on Earth. Most entertaining is his relationship with his audience. He refers to bad callers as trolls and puts them down at every turn of the show. This is where it gets good. What is most fascinating is how much of a fan base this show has gotten in the past few weeks, thus winning our award for fastest trending internet political show. We aren't sure how to account for this, whether it is Clay bringing out latest classified information to the masses, or if credit should be given to his newly hired producer, Steve. But there is one thing we do know. The Free American is a can't-miss show. I knew that you'd really like that, so I wanted to read that to you, Clay. Your show is trending.
I appreciate
That's awesome.
that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I tell people that my career is now spans pissing off 4 presidents, and now that we've got one that I like, now we got one that I like. Right. I got suddenly the press hates him.
It's interesting. It seems like somebody's got a pulse on what you're doing out there.
Yeah, I think Trump's doing the right thing. He's got his own baggage to put up with.
Can I ask another question, Clay? What do you think what do you think the main difference is? This national reviewer, they're saying that you're getting a huge fan base in the past few weeks. What do you think is it because of the clips from Linda Moulton Howe, or is it the information about Trump or the extraterrestrials, or do you think it's the things that you and Steve have been doing together? What do you attribute it to? Because it's interesting, because I'm a marketing consultant, and so it's fascinating to me what makes people do what they do and what makes people watch what they watch. So this will be interesting for everyone.
I don't know. I've been doing this since what happened at Waco. I did 3 things after Waco. I started this radio show. I started this website, freeamerican.com.
Right.
And I started the militias. I promoted the militias with the website and with the radio show. And, of course, I got attacked by the Jews with that. They tried to make me the bad guy. Clay Douglas started the militia. Well, tell them, you son of a bitches, I even called him up in New York, and I said, you asshole finally got something right. I am armed, and if you fuck with my country, my family, or my town here, I'm definitely dangerous. So
good for you.
They probably made a lot of money off me. Put out a little brochure everywhere, a few million copies, I guess, of Armed and Dangerous, and then Southern Poverty Law had to get it on the deal that they listed me when I was working with presidential candidate Charles Collins as a
That's awesome.
false patriot.
Yeah.
And so all of the publicity I got, I guess, was negative. So I'm a little stunned by any positive publicity out there.
Well, you must be real proud about this article then, to see that, I don't know what it is, but it's like a tsunami of a fan base that just kind of swept over your show. So your voice is getting out to so many more people these past few weeks. What do you think?
Yeah, people are trying to capitalize on that. We got the trolls out there that are calling people up, telling them that they're working for me. So I posted it up on my website. Nobody works for me. I am.
Well, wait a minute. How many people do you have on staff? Is it just you and Steve, or do you have more people?
No, I don't. Steve is a lying piece of shit. I don't have anyone that works for me. I did have a lady that was doing some promotions for me, and when the trolls got a hold of her name, she quit. So I don't have anybody working for me.
That's weird because I've been listening for a couple of weeks, and I hear Steve call in, and he said, "Hey, great, the ratings are up," and he's playing Celebration from Kool and the Gang, and I was like, Clay and Steve must be celebrating like crazy with all these new fans. It's awesome.
He's a lying piece of shit.
Did you guys have a falling out or something? Does he not work? He doesn't work for you anymore?
I never saw him. I never heard of him. I never talked to him. He calls in.
Did you fire him?
How can you fire somebody that you've never hired? He does.
That is so weird because he always calls up and he always says, "Clay, I'm your producer," and I don't understand. I thought you guys were just playing with each other, like coworkers do.
No,
oh well.
Listen to me very carefully here, because I'm about to get pissed at you. He does.
I didn't do anything.
Work for me. He's a goddamn troll. He's a lying piece of shit. He's a scammer, and he's trying to get money out of people, telling people he works for me. He does not work for me.
Well, maybe this will clear it up. Thank you for clarifying that. I think all your listeners know now.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right, great. Well, thank you so much. I hope you have a great day, Clay.
Thanks. Goodbye now.
Goodbye now.
We're done.
It's FBI, federal, treason. It's high.
Okay, we got the feds in it now? Yeah. FBI? Good. All right. For you people that don't know, this is now a federal case, and anybody that's associated with Steve or ever talked to Steve, you can expect a knock on your door, and the feds are coming to see you, you ignorant motherfuckers. Goodbye. Carl, that goes for you too, you ignorant son of a bitch.
What's better than Dunkin' Donuts freshly...
I'm going to try something here.
Tyler Andriozzi.
Hello. Who am I speaking to?
Hello. Tyler Andriozzi.
Hey, pardon?
Sir, how are you?
Yeah, this Tyler?
Yes.
Hello, Tyler. You're on the air with Clay Douglas.
Oh, perfect. Sounds good. Thanks a lot, Clay.
Yeah, you're the first in my new experience. I'm not taking any callers anymore because all that seems to call me is a bunch of fucking Jewish, homosexual, brain-dead trolls. So you're the first to send me an email, and you're the first one on the air with me.
Well, thanks so much. I appreciate you taking my call. Now, were you in the service or not? I thought you were.
I volunteered for Vietnam on February 17th, 1964.
Wow.
Right before I graduated, I volunteered for Special Forces Airborne. But the week before my graduation, on bivouac, I got sick. had a black sergeant, didn't think I was sick, tried to march me around, show me all the trains I was going to dig. And I finally got on the bus to go to the hospital. Last one on the bus because I was being paralyzed. Got into the doctor's office, last one in, sat down in the chair, and the doctor said, "Well, what seemed to be the problem, son?" I said, "I'm sick, you son of a bitch," and passed out and woke up in a bed of ice with a couple of...
Well, what seems to be the problem, sir? Well, you tell me. You're the doctor.
Well, my response wasn't quite so diplomatic. I said, "I'm sick, you son of a bitch," and passed out, woke up in a bed of ice with a couple of interns complaining about their hands freezing, and I opened one eye and said, "You ought to be down here, asshole."
That's
and
exactly
then they
right.
gave me a choice. They gave me a choice. We can send you to Fort Hood and get you a medical discharge and a pension, or we can get you on that next plane to Vietnam. And I said, "Well, since I'm sitting in a fucking wheelchair, I think I'll take the Fort Hood option."
There you go. I'll take that. You take the pension. There you go.
Well, it took me 50 years to get that, but
well, I believe it. I believe it. The VA system's so messed up nowadays. A sort of kind of off topic, I guess a little bit maybe. I know you live live down in Texas, and
I do live in Texas. It took me 40 years to get here, 45 years. I just came back last year after being through 49 states.
Good on the Harley or what?
Well, I had the Harley with me through those 49 states. I didn't necessarily ride it, but I've been to Sturgis. I published motorcycle magazines, and I went to Sturgis and Laconia and Daytona Beach and lived in Florida for a few years.
Yep, I was reading that on your website. So I know Texas is a relaxed sort of, in terms of gun laws, is way more relaxed than up in New York where I'm from. So it's extraordinarily difficult to get an open carry or even a concealed carry permit here. It's extraordinarily difficult to have that happen. So I like to carry a pocket knife with me. I don't know if that's something you do as well, or if you have a preference on sort of everyday carry knives, what you would use for sort of self-defense and all-around use.
I always have a knife on me. If I'm riding, I either carry a set of nunchucks, or I've got a weapon in my concealed carry in my vest.
Right. So how in New York you can only have a 3-inch blade. Would you recommend the Kershaw spring-loaded knives?
I like the spring-loaded knife. I can open it with my thumb. It pops open, it locks. The one I've got here, I think I don't remember exactly where I've got it. EDC, it's a TRS. TRS has a nice knife with a flashlight on it, with a seatbelt cutter, and a window breaker on it. That's pretty sufficient to knock somebody out if you need to.
Right. Just because, like I said, in New York, the concealed carry permit, it's impossible to get a concealed carry permit. So I live sort of in a nicer neighborhood, but I live in a nice building, but it's sort of the neighborhood is kind of not so nice, and if someone sees me walking out of the building, I want to make sure I'm protected. So this is sort of the sort of next best option for me. So just kind of wanted your 2 cents on an everyday carry knife. And
that one has a clip on it, fits right into my pocket. It's not apparent. You can carry it anywhere, and I'm not sure how long the blade is. I don't have a fucking ruler on me here.
Right.
Oh, wait a minute. I take that back. I got everything. Got it. And it's, I spent a lot of time in New York, I think I just like to go there to irritate you Yankees here. So
You're right.
it's,
Right. I mean, I'm
they
pretty
didn't like
open-minded.
me wearing a cowboy hat. It's 3.5 inches. It's 3.5 inches.
That's around. Yeah, in New York State, the cop will open his hand, and if he'll put it in the palm of his hand, and if it fits in, if it you know what I mean, if it exceeds the length of his palm, they kind of play it loose and fast. You know, they don't really give you too much of an issue. Are you guys allowed butterfly knives in Texas?
I don't know about that. I
Okay.
don't know about that.
Oh, okay. I just figured I'd call in and get your 2 cents. But
Well-
anyway, yeah. I listen to you up here in New York, and keep doing what you're doing.
I appreciate it, and I like this. I like this,
Yep.
and this is the way I'm doing it from now on. I got your phone number here. You're not a fucking Jewish troll or LBGT piece of shit. So I appreciate that, Ben, and thanks for being on.
It's my pleasure. Now, if I have any questions about I collect some militaria stuff. Some like U.S. military compasses, stuff like that. Do you collect any militaria or no?
No, I don't. I don't sell advertising, so.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I got you. Okay, right on. You keep doing what you're doing, and have a great rest of your day.
All right. Thank you very much.
Oh,
I sure appreciate
yep.
it. Bye-bye now.
Yep. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
All right. And that's how we do it from now on. And I see you got a block number there. Fuck you. You're gone. Anonymous. Fuck you. Not doing that no more. Not playing that game anymore. And I see we got Carl in here. You're stirring shit up. I still got what you said to me in your goddamn call. You're a backstabbing motherfucker. You turned on me like a goddamn post. You are a piece of shit. You're not a friend. You're not a friend, you lying cocksucker. You just dumped me. You jumped down my fucking throat. You're an asshole, Carl. Yeah. Yes. Ever. Hey, you want me to read what you said to me? I got it, bud. I got it right here. Nobody set you up. Nobody set you up. I got what you said to me. Let me see if I can just pull it up here real quick. Let me see what. And nobody did this. Somebody said something to you and you fucking took it out of context. And then just went off on me, turned your thing around. Turned everything around so quick. So quick. Unfortunately. I think that's on my on the phone I'm using here. And so I don't know. Don't know if I can pull it up here while I'm talking on here. Oh, yes, I can. Yeah. Yeah, you said you lost a loyal listener but gained a troll. A weak liberal snowflake. A line's been drawn and you cross over to their side. You're weak and I have no admiration for you any longer. You've been poisoned by liberals, blinded by the almighty dollar. You turned your back on me for nothing. As your friend Red pointed out yesterday, your accusations are baseless. Markov spoke some truth today. I guess Red runs the show now. That pains me greatly. Good for Red. He succeeded along with Markov, keeping your information from me. and all the others you banned. Markov succeeded in twisting your mind and perspective. My response to you, you're a fool, Carl. No one has done anything but you. No one runs my show but me. Go to hell, fool. Don't bother me again. And here you are in my goddamn room again, spouting more of your bullshit. Nobody's doing that but you. Get out of my room. Don't come back, you fucking two-faced stabbing asshole. Get away. All right. And that's it. Nobody influences me but you. When he sends me that kind of shit, because I told him to leave a lady alone in the room, then he turns on me. Denton and his wife are good people. They support me. They try to help. And Carl is a lying, backstabbing motherfucker. Won't have him on here. Won't help him. Won't help him here. No, Carl is not wanted in here. I'll kick his ass out anytime I see him. Strife Circuit is a goddamn lying bullshit artist. All right, what else we got? We got 8 minutes. We got it. And here somebody else sent me an email. And we got somebody else. Send me an email. I think they did here. I'm from one of your fans. Okay. Good morning. Welcome to another edition of the Free American. I'm your host. I'm Clay Douglas. And I'm a little ticked off today. I'm a little disgusted with the trolls. I see you're already lined up here. We've got a lot of block numbers on here. I'll just kick you up right in the beginning. And we've got some callers lined up here. Guess what? I'm kicking your ass off too. I'm not taking calls anymore. Yesterday we had some caller get on here and blurt out the address, or tried to blurt out the address of my manager. And I've had other trolls get up here and try to disparage and insult my manager. Well, she's had more than she can handle, and she's just not cut out to be insulted, to be threatened. We've had some of you other callers call up her phone as anonymous and threaten her. So she's asked me to leave. So I'm right now in the process of relocating, probably out of Big Spring, where we've got the police chief, nice enough guy, met him. He's looking for the character called Steve, who I've been told is an international criminal. We'll get with the FBI and let him know he's probably in on this Equifax theft of people's social security numbers and addresses and things like that. And we'll be tracking down and see how accurate their information is. But it doesn't really matter. It's a fact that her name was brought out on this radio here. Too much for her to handle. Doesn't want to have anything else to do with this radio show, with the slime on the radio. With these callers on here that don't have anything good to say about me. They're not calling in to talk to me, to offer any encouragement, to try to be helpful. They're simply trying to get their little 2 cents in. What their hidden agenda is, I don't know. Don't care. I don't want to quit this show entirely. I got another option here. I'm actually seriously considering. Is the Jews behind this? That could be. The computers here have been hacked. Yeah, 609 area code. Go to hell. Get off my lines. Get out of my chat rooms. We're trying to get things open up here. Some of our phones have been hacked. See if we can get something to play here for a moment. Yeah, I've thought about going to Dallas. I was raised 30 miles from there. See, we got the name thief, Trevor Cameron. You stole my name. You're infringing on my copyright here. You can go to hell, you name thief. Got nothing to say good about you. Yeah, what makes you think Steve is in Colorado? I don't believe that. Steve is a thief. He's a liar. He's a low-life scammer. Then you better call him out and shut him down, Marco. I was just almost to the point of believing that you were all right. Now that I'm moving here, I'm going to move further away from you, Markov. And I'll be talking to the Secret Service about you, since I don't trust the FBI any longer. And I nailed you, you son of a bitch. No, I'm not taking any more calls. You want to talk to me? Send me an email, clay@freeamerican.com. Somebody makes a donation, I might think you're real, and I might take you up on it. I might consider talking to you, but I'll call you if I've got a real phone number. Then we'll switch this out to this microphone. We've been talking about aliens. It's interesting that Steve didn't want me talking about aliens, playing you any clips. Too much information was getting out on clips. He wanted to screw that up. He wanted to pair me with trolls like Scumley. Not going to happen. Wouldn't do that. Wouldn't share the same telephone or stage with that ignorant son of a bitch. No, ain't going to do that. That ain't going to happen. And, there's too much silence. No, we want you just rambling on. No, ain't going to do that either. That just ain't going to happen. Yeah, I believe this Trevor character is Scumley. Yeah, we had a couple of good callers, but out of so many callers, the only ones, you got one or two good ones, and the rest of them are assholes. Too many of them. "95% trolls." That's right.
Phone signing off.
And that might be that's film produced by Sean Stone. and it's the source back in May of 2004. The April issue of the Free American Magazine, nationally distributed, came out with building number 7 on the cover, and the quote of Silverstein on the cover saying that there'd been so much loss of life that me and the fire department decided to pull building number 7. And I pointed out in that magazine that if you pull building number 7 on 9/11/2001, you had to have explosive planted in it before 9/11. And if you had explosive planted in building number 7, what are the odds that you had explosive planted in the Twin Towers too? Because no building has ever fallen, no high rise has ever fallen from fire at the top. I had people on my show that were in the basement that felt the explosions. I even exposed, and this goes way back before 9/11, I exposed George Bush when he was CIA director. And his Operation Watchtower, where he sent Colonel Edward P. Catolo and his Special Forces team, William Tyree was part of that. He sent them down to Colombia to build a series of radio towers there in the jungle of Colombia, and they were used to guide planes into Albrook Air Force Base, where they were met by men working for General Noriega, Bush's partner down there in Panama. And the planes were met by Delced, Noriega's brother. And Noriega had a handler working for the Mossad by the name of Michael Harari. The fireman died from the nuclear radiation. There was a controlled explosion. So I don't give a shit whether you buy it or not. Papa Bear. And you're probably not even Papa Bear. You're probably another fucking troll. Disagree with me some more and I'll kick your ass out of the chat room too. I'm not putting up with trolls. And the person that was in charge of that operation was in charge of Manuel Noriega. There's a man, an Israeli Mossad agent by the name of Michael Harari. Michael Harari was a Mossad agent. He killed Colonel Catolo over in an operation over in England. Yeah, the plane that was supposed to hit building number 7 was, I guess, brought down by the passengers of Flight 91. We talked about that. We had that in there. Let's take another look at this whole thing from a CIA asset. Former
I
CIS.
have to say, I am so pleased to be here. I have waited 10 years to tell.
And by the way, when I blew the whistle on that with my April issue, that was the last issue I got out because on May, I believe it was May 9th, 2004, I called home and asked my son, where do you need me to go next? And I wasn't really aware at that time that another Israeli operation authorized by George Bush was taking place. Two Israeli-owned and operated companies were assigned the task of tapping all of our cell phones. Yeah, the Israeli agents were dancing at 9/11. Two Israeli companies, Amdocs and Converse, were tapping our phones. They tapped mine. They heard my son tell me, I said, where do you need me to go next, son? On my AT&T cell phone that I'd had for years. Drove over to Texas to get my AT&T cell phone because it wasn't available in New Mexico at the time. He said, where are you, Dad? I said, I'm at the Sacred Skin Tattoo Parlor. He said, oh, go down to 24th Street to McDowell, turn left, go to the wheel shop, 2 blocks. Before I got to McDowell, I was hit or T-boned on my Road King and hit hard enough to roll the Road King over me a couple of times. I hit my head on the curb on the other side of the street, the north side of the street where traffic was flowing north. Hit my head on there. The firehouse emergency crew ambulance got me there. Rushed me to the hospital, said I fought them all the way, didn't want to get on the stretcher. They rushed me to the hospital and kept me drugged. At the hospital, they kept me drugged for 3 months, 3 hospitals, for 3 broken ribs. Well, and I had a bump on the head. They said I had a severe head injury, blood on the brain, etc., etc., etc. And my sons finally told them to take me off of the drugs. When they did that, I was up and walking and talking, and that's when the 2 guys in blue pinstripe suits showed up. Wanted to know if I'd been hallucinating. How you doing, Clay? You been hallucinating, Clay? And I had been. But I hadn't told a soul, hadn't mentioned it to my wife, hadn't mentioned it to my children, and I ran them out of my hospital. Yeah, I've been hallucinating a little bit. Why, who are you? We're CIA. Yeah, what are you doing in America? What are you doing fucking with me? Well, we don't like you. We don't like you publishing that motorcycle magazine. The motorcycle magazine, man. It's just a motorcycle magazine. Free America's the one I expose you spook types in. Why would you care about a motorcycle magazine? Well, you paint a rosy picture of riding a motorcycle, and you got a big audience, and we don't like that. Didn't exactly know it at the time, but my sons kept the motorcycle magazine running without me. And the Free American had gone down because they didn't know about it. They didn't know how to run that. A little out of their league. And they turned to go. And I said, hold it, boys. Wait a minute. Listen. Thanks for the high, man, but frankly, wasn't nearly as good as that acid you brought in the 60s. Now get out of my hospital. That was the second wave, when the accident didn't kill me, and the 3-month stand of drugs, Halcyon, Haldol, Valium, and morphine failed to kill me. They just couldn't quite comprehend that it's a little hard to overdose an old biker. They sent in the third team, a little woman with a big fucking needle and filled with some kind of purple liquid. Hi, Mr. Douglas, I got to give you this injection. Yeah, what's that? What's that? It's just a tranquilizer. Well, you know, lady, I don't feel like being tranquil today, so I'm going to pass. Thank you anyway. I have to give you this. No, ma'am, I got the right to refuse medication. I don't know who you are. If that was Kool-Aid, it'd kill a horse. No, I'm not taking that. I'm going to go get security. They're going to hold you down. I'm going to give it to you. Yeah. Good luck. Go get them. And she did. Came back before uniform, St. Joseph's Hospital, Barrows Institute, security guards. I took them aside. Well, boys, couple of things you need to know. Couple of things you need to know. One, I ain't taking that shot. 2, if you try to give it to me, they didn't teach me how not to hurt anybody in the Army, so here's what's going to happen. You, Chubby, I'm taking out your throat. You, I'm going to break both your legs. You, I'm going to break both your arms. You, I'm just going to smash your kneecaps, but you may never walk again. So that's what's going to happen. Well, they decided that they didn't want to dance. Told me, yeah, if you want to dance, boys, let's get it on. Come on. They decided they didn't want to dance. They left me alone. The woman disappeared, never saw her again. A week or so later, I was well enough to get out of the hospital. And came back, started riding again. Aren't you afraid to ride now, Clay? You ever trip? You afraid to fucking walk? No, I'm not afraid to ride. I'm going to try something here.